Hello guys, welcome to my channel How to Learn. In this video, I want to explain about what are microservices. Before going to start about the microservices, initially we need to understand what is monolithic architecture and what are the limitations in it and what made us to move towards microservices from the monolithic architecture. Earlier in real time, everyone started using only monolithic architecture. There is no concept of microservices itself, but due to the limitations in it, people found a new concept known as microservices and started this migrating this monolithic applications to microservices. Okay, now I will explain about an example. Let's assume we have an employee portal and we have multiple components like payroll, employee referral, and absence management and internal job portal. Let's assume we build this application in monolithic architecture, and let's understand how it is causing issues in real time. Then let's see how microservices are resolving these issues caused by this monolithic architecture. Okay, limitations in the monolithic architecture are code complexity, testing complexity, tight coupling, and scale. Let me start with the first limitation, code complexity. Okay, here if you observe, we have a monolithic application here. Just assume it is an employee portal and it have different components like internal job portal, employee referral, options management, and payroll. But if you observe this code base, it is very clumsy. It contains different number of controllers, repos, services. Here just there are 4 components only. This much of clumsy it is. Just assume we have 100 components in it. In real time we have different 100 number of components in employee portal, right? Then just assume how much big this code base will be. If a new employee got onboarded to the company and to this project, you will find it very complex to understand the code. So let's assume I have migrated this application to the microservices. Then I will create different number of components like payroll, internal job portal, options management, employee referral. Then whenever I want to refer this code, I will refer to the separate microservices. Then it will be very easier for us to refer to this code because they got segregated into different microservices, right? So I can find it very easy to understand. In this way, microservices are helping us to reduce the code complexity. I hope you guys understand. Let's move to the next limitation, testing complexity. Now just assume I have made a change in employee referral code base. Okay, here we have different number of components, right? In my monolithic application, I just made a simple change in this employee referral component. Now what I need to do, I need to test the entire application from end to end. But it not make sense, right? I had just made a change in employee referral, but I need to test entire application. Usually it happens in real time, right? Whenever we make a small change, we need to test end to end in the application when we're deploying it into the hosted environment. But just a small change, it makes big testing complexity, right? But just assume we migrated this application to microservices. Now if I make a small change in our employee referral microservice and just need to test this microservice only, there is no need of testing all the microservices because it don't contain all the code, right? It's just an independent microservice. So by migrating to the microservice from the monolithic architecture, it helps us a lot in reducing the testing complexity. Now let's discuss about the another limitation, scalability. Let's assume a scenario. In start of the every month, we have so much of load on our payroll component, right? The reason is every employee want to check their pay slips which got generated. If I want to scale up payroll component separately in the monolithic application, is it possible? No. The reason is if I want to scale up payroll component, I need to scale all the other components also, because here we have all the services or components unified as one in the employee portal. If I want to scale up a separate component, we don't have that flexibility here. If I want to scale up for even at least for one component, I need to scale up entire application here. It's a major drawback, right? The reason is I don't want to scale up for all the services in this application, but we don't have the flexibility and we are doing that. But if it's come to our microservices, we have that flexibility of scaling up only single component. The reason is here we have a separate pod, right? here we are deploying our services separately, so I can scale up the services separately. So it is one of the major advantages in our microservice. Let's discuss about our another limitation, tight coupler. Let's assume a scenario, our employee portal is down. Then what happens? All our components will be down, right? Because it have payroll portal, internal job portal, employee referral, and options management. All the components here in the employee portal only. But let's assume in microservices our payroll portal is down, but we have other applications are upright. It means if in the monolithic architecture, if the application is down, all the services will be down. But if it's come to this microservices, if one application is down, then one application is down, other applications will be up and running. Just what we need to do means we need to concentrate on the application which is down and we need to get it up. It is one of the biggest advantages in the microservices. Okay, so that is the reason everyone started migrating to the microservices from the monolithic application. And there are different kind of design patterns in microservices. Examples are API gateway, circuit breaker, aggregator, and service discovery, and many other patterns we have in the microservices. Let's discuss about these design patterns in the upcoming tutorials. Okay, thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel.